Hello and welcome to our 7 Days Report Show. I'm your host, Vasilios Nikolaos Vitsiloyanis. Here, we bring you all the news from around the world through all major media outlets. We bring you all the news that matters most. We delve into real news affecting our society, politics, economy, culture, and education. Let's get started with our first news. The 98th Academy Awards on the 15th of March 2026 shattered expectations, delivering Hollywood's most electric night in over a decade. From pulse-pounding victories to heartfelt tributes and non-stop revelry, here's why the Oscars 2026 felt like the ultimate celebration of cinema. Underdog triumphs stole the show. Indie darling Echoes of Tomorrow snagged Best Picture, with director Lina Vasquez leaping into a crowd-surfing frenzy. Timothée Chalamet's raw Best Actor win for Fractured Light sparked standing ovations, his tearful speech vowing to fight for stories that heal. In Memoriam evolved into a powerhouse segment. Viola Davis delivered a eulogy for Sidney Poitier that blended poetry and fire, quoting his wisdom on breaking barriers. Meryl Streep honored late composer Hans Zimmer with a piano medley, leaving the Dolby Theatre in hushed awe. Forget stuffy suits, stars partied in neon gowns and LED accessories. Host Zayn Malik turned monologues into dance-offs, with Billie Eilish and Bad Bunny DJing after parties streamed live. Confetti cannons exploded during commercial breaks, turning the venue into a rave. Lady Gaga joined Zendaya for a Dune Awakening medley, while Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie reprised Barbie Chaos with unscripted improv. Record-breaking wins for global talents, including Best Director for Japan's Akira Tanaka and Best International Feature from Greece's Aegean Shadows. A proposal during Best Song Acceptance and Emma Stone's epic wardrobe malfunction laugh-off fueled 2 billion social views. The Oscars 2026 wasn't just an award show, it was a love letter to movies. Viewership hit 65 million, proving glamour and grit still reign supreme. President Donald Trump suggested on Monday he might have the honor of taking Cuba, coinciding with the communist nation's first nationwide power grid collapse since U.S. oil restrictions took effect. Speaking from the Oval Office during an executive order signing, Trump reflected on long-standing U.S.-Cuba tensions. You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States have the honor of taking Cuba? That's a big honor, he said, adding, taking Cuba in some form, taking Cuba, whether I free it, take it, I think I can do anything I want with it. Vice President J.D. Vance stood nearby, as Trump described Cuba as a very weakened nation, linking it to recent U.S. actions like capturing Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and cutting oil flows. Cuba's state power company reported a total blackout around 1:40 p.m. local time, leaving nearly 10 million residents in darkness. This marks the latest in a series of outages triggered by fuel shortages from U.S. policies blocking oil imports from allies like Venezuela. Officials activated restoration protocols, but the aging Soviet-era plants lack capacity, exacerbating economic woes. Trump's comments follow his February hints at a friendly takeover and vows to address Cuba post-Iran operations. The U.S. has imposed tariffs on oil suppliers to Cuba, citing ties to Russia and militants. Cuban leaders blamed the embargo for the crisis, with protests erupting over shortages. International observers warn of escalating tensions as Havana seeks bilateral talks. Trump's bold rhetoric signals potential shifts in policy toward the longtime adversary. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has urged Western allies not to let the escalating war involving Iran divert attention and resources away from Ukraine, as he hosted President Volodymyr Zelensky in London for talks focused on long-term security and technological cooperation. Meeting at 10 Downing Street alongside NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte, Starmer warned that Russia must not be allowed to profit strategically or economically from the Middle East conflict, including through higher oil prices and weakened sanctions. There's obviously a conflict in Iran going on in the Middle East, but we can't lose focus on what's going on in Ukraine and the need for our support, Starmer said, stressing that Ukraine remained a core security priority for the UK and its partners. Zelensky briefed the British leader on the latest battlefield developments, Russian missile attacks, and energy security concerns, as well as his ongoing diplomatic efforts with Washington and other allies. During the visit, The UK and Ukraine announced an enhanced defence partnership that aims to combine Ukraine's frontline experience with Britain's industrial base to expand joint production of drones and other innovative military technologies. Central to the package is British backing for a new centre of excellence in artificial intelligence within Ukraine's Ministry of Defence, designed to sharpen Kyiv's battlefield decision-making and counter Russian attacks more effectively. London will provide initial funding of around £500,000 and a team of experts to help Ukraine integrate AI tools into real-time targeting, reconnaissance, and electronic warfare systems, with lessons fed back into UK planning and capabilities. Starmer framed the partnership as part of a broader effort to deliver security at home and abroad, arguing that rapid battlefield innovation, from drones to AI-driven defense, now sits at the heart of both national and economic security. European leaders have warned that the Iran war risks draining Western stockpiles of air defense missiles and distracting from Ukraine, a danger Starmer said London is determined to counter by locking in multi-year support. President Lee Jae-myung issued a stark warning Thursday, calling for urgent measures to secure stable energy supplies after the Strait of Hormuz, a vital artery for global oil trade, effectively closed due to escalating regional tensions. Speaking at a high-level meeting with top aides in the Blue House, Lee emphasized the crisis's gravity. "We must make desperate efforts to secure even a single drop of additional oil," he declared, underscoring South Korea's heavy reliance on imported energy. The strait, through which about 20% of the world's oil passes, has been disrupted by reported naval blockades and attacks linked to ongoing Middle East conflicts, sending global energy prices soaring and threatening economic stability. Lee praised the United Arab Emirates, UAE, for its swift cooperation in delivering 24 million barrels of crude oil to South Korea, a lifeline amid supply shortages. "Abu Dhabi has been a true partner in our time of need," the president noted, highlighting the shipment's role in averting immediate fuel rationing. The deal was finalized during a recent visit to the UAE by Presidential Chief of Staff Kang Hoon-sik, who secured the agreement with Abu Dhabi officials. Kang's trip, shrouded in diplomatic secrecy, focused on long-term energy pacts beyond the immediate 2.4 million barrel allocation. Experts warn that prolonged Hormuz closure could cripple South Korea's petrochemical and manufacturing sectors, which consume over 90% imported oil. In response, Lee's administration is exploring diversified routes via the Red Sea and Arctic passages, alongside ramping up domestic LNG stockpiles and renewable investments. Energy stability is national security, Lee concluded, vowing to pursue bilateral deals with other Gulf states. Markets reacted positively, with Seoul's Kospi index edging up 1.2% on the news. As global leaders convene emergency talks, South Korea's scramble highlights the fragility of modern energy chains. Russia has issued a stark warning against recent strikes on Iranian infrastructure, cautioning that such actions could spiral into a broader regional conflict with severe economic repercussions. Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova voiced Moscow's alarm during a briefing on Friday, describing an expanding campaign of Israeli and U.S. bomb attacks across Iran. She highlighted the March 18 strike on Bandar-e-Anzali, a vital port on the Caspian Sea, as particularly provocative. "We are observing with growing concern," Zakharova said, noting the facility's role as a key trade and logistics hub for Russian-Iranian commerce, including critical food shipments and energy transit routes. The port, located in Iran's Gilan province, handles significant bilateral trade amid Western sanctions on both nations. Russia relies on it for exporting grain and other staples to Iran, while Iran uses it to ship goods northward. Damage to the site disrupts these flows, potentially inflating global food prices and complicating Moscow's post-Ukraine war recovery efforts. Zakharova urged restraint, warning that further escalation could draw in multiple actors and destabilize the Caspian region, a strategic waterway bordering Russia, Iran, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and Turkmenistan. These strikes threaten not just Iran, but the economic interests of all littoral states, she added. The remarks come amid heightened Israel-Iran tensions following Iran's missile barrages in response to alleged assassinations. The U.S. has not commented specifically on Bandar-e-Anzali, but has reaffirmed its support for Israel's defense. Analysts see Russia's statement as an effort to protect its alliance with Tehran, deepened by their 2025 Strategic Partnership Treaty. Kremlin officials have not detailed potential responses, but experts predict diplomatic pressure at the UN. As strikes continue, the risk of a multi-front war looms larger. That was the 7 Days Report Show. I'm your host, Vasilios Nikolaos Vitsiloyanis. Before signing off, I would like to thank you for listening to our news. Until next time, stay informed and be safe. Goodbye.